Isaiah turns up and Isaiah's going to have it. Isaiah broke the tackle. Isaiah's going to do it. Not only is he going to break the record, he is going to... It is the last week of the regular season, and we're facing the Indianapolis Colts today at home. We are 13-2. We have a chance to go 14-2. Very few teams in NFL history have ever done that. But speaking of very few things that people have done in NFL history, Isaiah is about 267 yards, if my math is correct, away from 2,000 rushing yards on the year. It would be an incredible milestone for him to hit. He came short last year. Can he step it up this season and hit that with a huge game today against Indy? It's going to be a tough one. So to try to help Isaiah actually get to that, we could do elusive, we could do receiving, and we could do power, but I think elusive makes the most sense. He didn't look very elusive last week. Power is not going to help him out too much against Indy. We'll make his next upgrade that, but right now, +2 to awareness, +1 to ball carrier vision, elusiveness, and spin move. That sounds like a pretty good combo. So we're heading back home to Baltimore, Maryland, and look, the sky looking nice and clear. There's no rain, there's no snow. It is a little bit cold if we're being honest, but this be the perfect condition for Isaiah to have a monster game. I would love to see him break the rushing record. The chances of that happening are super slim. We need 267 yards in today's game to break 2,000 yards in the season. Do not cheat. Tell me in the comments down below right now, do we hit that milestone of 2,000 yards or do we not hit that? I want to know what you think, and then comment again at the end of the episode saying whether you were right or whether you were wrong. I'm curious. This man right there, he's got something to prove today. Now look at the playoff picture. We have clinched our playoff berth. Right now, it's getting a little sweaty there for that second wild card spot, but the Texans, they need to get that dub. But the Colts get the ball first, and as you can tell, they did literally nothing. The opposite of what obviously we saw from the Bengals in the previous week. Isaiah looking for a carry. He gets swarmed immediately, but he picks up a solid 3. And again, what we need is that young fella to go ahead and break off a big run and make them scared and make Lamar Jackson open for the passing game later on too. Because obviously we want him to break a record, but we obviously want to win the game too. So far, the running game is looking similar to against Cincinnati. They are stacking, they are not letting us go, and it's going to be a dogfight out there to even break 100. Isaiah finds a little bit of room here, though, picks up a nice reception, and he's got his team down to the 46. 14 yards in that grab there. Leonard again getting a tackle. That dude's probably going to have double digits today with as much as we're planning to run it with Isaiah. So handoff here, the juke move. He says, oh, I'm going to make you look silly real quick. The double juke move. Hold on. Isaiah's looking like he's his normal self again. I mean, that's the move we haven't really seen from the young fella. The double juke, is that going to be his new patented thing? We've really not seen him expose defenders like that too much. Goes here again, trying to break through one. He does fight his way through again. He's got his power up. He got another first down. Lamar Jackson is itching to get back in the passing game. His last one went to Isaiah for about 13 or 14 yards. Isaiah in a receiver again. Lamar immediately throws it to him. Isaiah was not ready for it, and it's an incomplete pass. Second out of 10. Lamar surveying the field from the 30-yard line. FX toss, some good blocking out here, except one defender was not grabbed. If we blocked him, we are probably in the end zone right now celebrating. That, though, ends up being 3rd down and 7 after a disappointing run. Again, 1 block away from pay dirt. He used Isaiah as a decoy. That one goes across the middle, and Aguilar catches it, and he also catches an injury. That's not good in the last week before the playoffs. They're taking Aguilar to the locker room, and that makes me a little nervous. He's been a pretty big part of our game, especially on 3rd downs, and any injury right now is not going to be good. Isaiah gets stuck in traffic, picks up about what looks to be 9. Short yardage situation here on 2nd down. Lamar under center, hands it off to Isaiah, who's going to find his way through, jukes his way through, and I believe he's down to the 1-yard line after that. You already know what time it is. A run to the left-hand side is feeling pretty good right now. Isaiah's been able to get into the end zone time and time again using that. Give for his 20th rushing touchdown of the season, and ladies and gentlemen, he just so happened to get it right there. The young fella's in the end zone. He says, hold on, buddy. I got more of these coming your way. Now, Indianapolis has the ball again here in the first quarter, and they do nothing with it on offense. So what does that mean? A punt to Isaiah King Jr. He hasn't been super good on these so far, but he says, wait just a second. I'm feeling pretty good. Isaiah's cutting back, dancing around, and he's dropped at the 43-yard line after a pretty eventful return. 7-point lead right now. Isaiah already has a touchdown, which is one of his goals this week. Ball's thrown on a dot, I believe, to Scott on that play. Excuse me, that's actually Boykin. Still a good grab. Look at all the people they have in the box right now. It doesn't matter. We're still running with Isaiah. Why? Our offensive line owes us to actually do something big here. And Isaiah just let him off the hook. Second quarter is kicking off. We only have 82 total yards today. Look at all the guys in the box right now. Isaiah says, I don't care, as he spin moves. Not once, almost twice. He has a first down. Actually, I stand corrected. It's actually 3rd down and inches. So we're going to go for it again with the running game because they've yet to be able to stop it. They're looking for a big run. Isaiah's found his way through. Isaiah is pushing it. Hold on just 1 second. The young fella is in the end zone yet again. 34 yards. A big-time player making a big-time play, and Baltimore has extended their lead. Great vision, great running, and great elusiveness all around. Now, while we've been mostly destroying the Colts, they do end up getting some points to the board to cut the lead in half, back to 7. Lamar here with a nice little fake. Isaiah with a crucial block, and it leaves enough time for Willie Snead to go on the middle of the field and fly around. What the heck just happened? From the 43. Well, halfback toss. Isaiah looking to find some blocks here. Spins probably the wrong way and is thrown down to the ground. Almost 100 on the game, though. As a heads up now, because Isaiah already has 2 rushing touchdowns today, he is 1 away from his 40th rushing touchdown in his career, meaning the young fella will be averaging over 20 in his first 2 seasons. Now, this drive has not worked out really well, so we're going to be at 3rd down, 6 yards to go. Trying to extend it a little bit. Ball's thrown to Isaiah, who spins on a dime and leaves Leonard in his footsteps. We haven't really called for any passes so far, but Lamar keeps throwing the ball his way, so can't be mad when your quarterback trusts you as much as Lamar trusts Isaiah. Isaiah now has 100 yards rushing on the game. Remember, he needs 200 and I believe 67 to make sure he gets that record of 2,000 yards for his career. Another dot thrown by Lamar, this time to Mark Andrews, who goes down to the 25. All of a sudden, Indianapolis is not putting people in the box as much. Only 1 linebacker there to help out. We apparently don't know how to stop that man, but Isaiah says, hold on. I found a seam and I'm in the end zone. He said, you ever seen a man do a robot for his 40th career rushing touchdown? You have now. Despite how well we're doing on offense, Indianapolis is picking things back up. So our defense is letting us down. I mean, they're sitting on the sideline for so long. Maybe they're just getting tired and cold. I don't exactly know. 2nd and 3 now. Under a minute left. Still got all of our timeouts. Lamar's got a chance to run here. Isaiah took the defenders way away from him. Lamar is out here streaking. Yo, Lamar, can you slide? Let's take a timeout because I'm a little worried about his health right now. Lamar has done such a good job this season of just finding ways to put this team in good position. 45 seconds left. Lamar out here rolling again. Isaiah said, I'm going to throw some blocks for you if I can, but I'm just not as fast as you, Lamar. In a 7-point lead, 22 seconds left. We're just trying to find a way to put more points on the board. Little pass to Willie Snead should get us a decent amount of yards. We'll use our 2nd timeout now with 1 left. From the 29 should be a makeable field goal right now for Justin Tucker, arguably the best kicker in the game. Oh, Lamar, don't get sacked. Lamar's running. He slides. And you know what? We'll go ahead and take a timeout and keep this field goal ASAP. So the good news is we end the first half with a 10-point lead. And even better news, we get the ball to start the second half. Isaiah's back at it. Jukes. Isaiah's trying to run. He says, I want that record. 149 yards. He's going for it. Big run in his first carry in the second half. Trying to go right here and back it up again. Isaiah finds the seam. Goes for the juke. Does not quite work, but it is still a good chunk of yards. 160 on the game. Don't want to be selfish though. We're seeing him put a guy in the box. We got to make him play or pay here with the play action. Telling him on that one. Ball's thrown. We had it, and then it is intercepted. What a sequence there. Looks like Leonard's going to pick that one up. Lamar Jackson. Okay, buddy. I know you had that in you. What a tackle on Darius Leonard. Just like that, Indy is right back in the game. Our first turnover of the afternoon. First turnover for Lamar Jackson in what feels like a while. Isaiah running into his own guy again. He's out here. Got the jukes moving, and you know what? They'll wrap him up, but now he's almost got 200. Running it right now doesn't look too good. They've got a lot of people there, so we're going to switch the play up. Little dump off pass. Hollywood Brown's going to get that and should have a first down with it. From the 49. Back at the run, trying to find those seams. Isaiah with one guy to beat. Probably should have trucked him, and he might have been in the end zone by now. This is absolutely the opposite of what was happening in the Cincinnati game. Against Cincinnati, we couldn't get anything on the ground, everything through the air. This game, we're getting pretty much everything on the ground and nothing in the air. 4 yards in that last carry for Isaiah. Third quarter is about halfway done, or more than halfway done. Isaiah with the spin move throws 2 people in their tracks. And even though that spin move was great and looked amazing, it didn't really do much, as I believe we lost yards in that play. Right open across the middle. Mark Andrews is now down into the red zone. What a pass by Lamar. Remember, Isaiah already has 3 rushing touchdowns. He's trying to make it 4. Taking some time off the clock again. Lamar's going to find Isaiah. Isaiah's got a seam here. Isaiah's going to push his way through, and excuse me, that should have been a touchdown if you ask me, but we're down at the 1. So close to getting 2,000 rushing yards on the year. Isaiah smells it. He's over 200 so far in the game. Trying to go for the rushing touchdown here, and he's got it. Isaiah says, hold on, big fella. Come over here, Lamar. We got to celebrate. Does my tie look okay? Does my tuxedo look okay? It's time for him to eat. That touchdown is now a 10-point lead for Baltimore and Isaiah King Jr. Sanchez is going to punt one pretty deep here. Ball's over by the sideline. Isaiah, again, has been pretty solid in returns. That return, not so much. It's so good to see Isaiah come out here with a big performance after having such a bad performance in a game not too long ago against Cincinnati. As I'm trying to do something big for the team, as he only gets a mild number of yards, but he now is at 208. Third quarter's winding down now, about 45 seconds left. We have 246 rush yards versus Indy only having under 50. That pass was a dot. Unfortunately, it was a dot to someone on the coast. Lamar Jackson gets his second tackle of the game, and I don't think that's what he's looking to have. So with Indianapolis going ahead and getting more points to the board and cutting our lead to 7, I think it's time we continue running that ball. Isaiah back at it. Hold on. Isaiah's better go into the end zone. He might have a chance to break the single game rushing record. Hold on 1 second. Isaiah King Jr. has broken 2,000 yards on the NFL season for the first time in his young career. And I think he's got an outside shot at breaking the single game rushing record now. He is 283. There's plenty of time left in this game for the young fella to do something special. Isaiah is 13 yards away from breaking the record, and I think Isaiah is so close. That looks like 11. He needs 2 more yards to tie Adrian Peterson. This could be NFL history. A 7-point lead. Isaiah's trying to do it against the Colts defense right here. He's got a seam, but it only looks like 1. Still a yard behind. You can tell the Colts do not want him to do it. Isaiah's trying to get 25 rushing touchdowns in the season. He's trying to break the single game rushing record against them. They don't want to see any of it. Isaiah turns up, and Isaiah's going to have it. Isaiah broke the tackle. Isaiah's going to do it. Not only is he going to break the record, he is going to shatter it. Look at the young fella slide into the end zone. You've done it. You have broken the single game rushing record, not by a little, by a whole lot. The lead is still plenty yards with only 7 points, but we've got to do something to protect that. We're going to take him off guard a little bit. Isaiah is completely gassed as much as he's been doing. We're doing some designated runs here. Lamar Jackson says, I'm going to slide real quick and get us to that 2-minute warning. Something to also keep in mind is that I have no idea how many rushing yards Isaiah's at for his season total. He could break the single season rushing record if he has another big carry or two. We got to keep an eye on that. And the good news for him is that this team is going to need him to run the ball and run the ball a lot more to make them waste all of their timeouts. Plenty of time still left in the clock. Isaiah goes through again. A small carry, but it's pretty solid. Indianapolis has 1 timeout left. A couple of more runs and we're out of this game with a W, with a whole lot of records. But Lamar Jackson opts to pass it on the RPO, and that doesn't work at all. The Colts have officially used their 3rd and final timeout. Again, we have a 7-point lead, plenty of time on the clock. I think we might need 1 more first down. Isaiah's going to break a tackle here, fights his way through a little bit more, and he picks up 4. 373 on the game. So with 3rd down and 6 coming up, we could pass it, but coach wants to go ahead and run it for a couple of reasons here, to chew the clock and to help Isaiah see if he can break a record. Unfortunately, he's going to lose some yards, and that wasn't ideal. So it is over officially. We have won the game, 14-2 on the season. So many records broken. I mean, Isaiah had, I believe, 6 rushing touchdowns, broke the single game rushing record with 367. What an unreal performance by an unreal player. Recapping the stats today, Andrew Luck went 30 of 42 for almost 400 yards passing and 3 touchdowns. But it didn't even matter because he still walked out with the L. Lamar Jackson didn't throw the ball a ton. The 2 interceptions were less than ideal, but still, he did what we needed him to do today. Let Isaiah run the ball, and that he did. On the ground, you just saw it, but Isaiah, 33 attempts, 367 yards, 6 touchdowns. The kid was on a different level. Through the air, Jack Doyle had 8 for 88. T.Y. Hilton had 7 for 102. Devin Funches, I mean, they were eating out there against our secondary. We had Marquise Brown with 2 for 10. Mark Andrews with 2 for 42. And Willie Snead with 2 for 27. Not a lot to love in our receiving game. You remember that run, that halfback toss we did at the end of the game where Isaiah lost -6 yards? Well, that ended up being the sole reason why he is not the single season rushing record holder for yardage. He lost by 1 yard when he should have won by 5, but as you can tell, that run came back to bite us. Even with that being said, I'm incredibly proud for how he played this year. His rookie year was one for the record books, and he stepped up even more at the end of this season. Over 2,000 rushing yards, over 600 receiving yards, 25 rushing touchdowns, a bunch of receiving touchdowns. The kid had one of those seasons that will go down forever. If he keeps playing like this or even half like this, he's a Hall of Fame lock for sure. But the regular season is over. The playoffs are coming up. You should be able to skip the wild card and be in the divisional round. So what do you guys think are your predictions for playoffs? Will Isaiah show up big? Will Lamar Jackson come through in the clutch? Will we make a run for the Super Bowl this year? All that and more. I want to hear what you have to think. But right now, Isaiah's focused on making that Super Bowl dream a reality.